How you doing, people? Got something to show you. That pretty? Another 266. Okay, now you know we've talked about this. Every time I say I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to do that, or, well, then we end up doing it. Remember I said I'm never going to build another 266 like Buck and Billy? Guess what? I'm building one more. It's for a very, very special person that I met at Buckenstock. It's somebody who watches the videos, and that's all I'm going to say. You will know after they get to saw exactly who it is. I promise you, you'll know then. But I'm going to keep a little mystery to it. I'm going to carry this one. Don't get mad, Bucken. Just a little further than I did that last one. Bucken ended up sending me that 266, won't he? Yeah, he's like, well, Harv, I can't have that. You got some more juice in there. Let's squeeze it. I want to introduce you to somebody here. This is our friend Chris.
Right there. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, this is my friend Chris. Plays in the band with us. He came in and popped in and says, Harv, you got something to do? He said, I want to help you. So he's helping. And what he's doing is helping me clean up parts and organization and he take top ends. Pretty handy guy. He knows how to do about everything. I tell you, ever build your own rocket?
Not yet.
You gonna ever think about it?
I don't know.
You might someday.
It's
Yeah,
a possibility.
that's what I thought too. Yeah. But he's our lead guy in our band. You knew that. He's been with us since like the very beginning, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And okay, so we got that going. So I got some help. So I am taking more saws than I was because you can only do so much by yourself. And most importantly, his organizational skills are necessary. That keeps me right on the port bench and assembly bench. This is what we got to do. That's where I'm good. He went out there in the old chainsaw room, and he's going to help me get some sheetrock in there and get that fixed up too. He says he's got a little time. He can help me. And he walked in there, and oh my God, was there enough tore apart saws in there?
There was a few.
Yeah,
There was a few.
there's a few right there.
There's a pile.
It's just a big old pile in it. Most of it's orange in it.
A lot of orange pile in there, yep.
Yeah,
Or orange and white.
yeah. There's just a bunch of stuff in there. Some stuff he wasn't sure what it was, but he's sorting it out anyway. He's a go-getter. He rides bikes with us. He last year rode that. Well, the 370's over here in the corner. He rode that. They're a fun little ride, aren't
You
they?
bet. They're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. Okay. Now we covered that. I'm never going to do that 266 again. Buckin's going to have the only one. Yeah. And I'll get a call. Buck will say, gee, what about old Buckin? Oh, we'll dollar up. Okay. See that? You remember Dave's junk saw? This is a bad cylinder. What we're doing, the crank's in it. Got a new crank, bearing, seals. This is where we're starting with. My buddy got killed saw. We're getting ready. We're sanding it down. We're going to do some high build primer to cover a few scratches. And we'll just tape off this junk cylinder, one thing or another. And we're going to paint this. Once that cures, we're going to go ahead and finish. It doesn't stop me from doing the port work on this. But I've got a few saws ahead of that. Obviously the 266, and then we got this nice, pretty little thing. We got Abner's brother-in-law saw. He had busted cases. It was a pile of parts. Abner, tell him we're this far. Okay, I just port mapped it. We got all this together. He's going to have a nice saw here. I think there's enough parts in this ice cream freezer box. When this is the saw, people, that when it got here, I didn't have a clue it's from because there was no note or return address or nothing. But it's going to be a pretty nice little saw. You had big bore. And so we're going to see how that works. Daryl, this is the 66 I'm building for you, buddy. This is that one spare one. that about 30 people emailed me the next day and wanted. All right. We got parts for it. And we're going to be getting going on that. I'm not any big yank doing these 66s. Not these two. I've got the parts ordered to build the first two of the red, white, and blue, the American Dream Saw. The parts are ordered and they're coming in slowly. We will be jumping in the middle of that. I'd like to get both these 66s right up and stuff before that happens. I have a piston sitting on the table I'm going to show you guys. But it's not today. But I'll tell you about it. It's for MS661. Okay? Well, as soon as I find one of them, I'm going to build one of them. Yeah, I know they're M-tronic. I found something out. It don't have to be. And so I got the piston. I just got to find the right cylinder. Because those cylinders ain't no good. And I hate that M-tronic stuff. I can't say much. I got to admit it does work when it's working. When it ain't working, forget it. So we're going to see how that all goes. What day are we going to practice this week, Chris?
Oh, I don't know. Probably Thursday.
We're probably practicing Thursday. There's a few of you want to hear some country. We probably won't record any of that and put that up. I don't think you guys want that. But maybe you do. You know, we'll just see how it goes. If people ask for it. But we're going to do... We had enough people wanting to hear a few country. I'll tell you, Chris, he got that country right down pat like he does
that
everything.
old country stuff.
Yeah, they want to hear the old.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep. So if they want to hear the old country, maybe we'll do a few, you know.
Yep.
Hey, you know that Folsom Prison went over big on video.
Rebels and outlaws, that's what they say, you know, rebels and outlaws. You're an outlaw till you're an in-law.
Then what are you?
Then you're an in-law.
No.
Sorry, usually, yeah.
Yeah, you're sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. I wonder if that's where that song Sick, Sober
and Sorry.
Yeah, this is what happens to
Broke,
musicians.
disgusted, and sad.
This is what happens
That's
to musicians. You mention one word, everybody's thinking the same thing.
Rue, despair, and agony on me.
Yep. Now, if Bob would have been here the minute you said the first word, he'd have been
He'd
playing
been
it.
in there, yeah.
He'd been playing out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the way that would have went. Not too bad taking these top ends off these saws, is it?
No, not really.
Not once you get the hang of what's
No.
going on there. Old Chris, he came right in here, both guns blazing. He set himself up his own workbench.
I said as long as it's pre-77 automobile, I can work on it. Okay? After that, I don't want to work on it.
That's what I do with chainsaws.
And
It's
you-
got a carburetor.
There you go. There you go.
All it's got to have is a regular carburetor. No electric wires hanging out of it.
Don't want a bunch of electronic wires hanging out of it.
You remember that pretty 372 that's like brand new this feller sent me, Dan there? He's getting the number one of the red, white, and blue American Dream saws. You knew that. First one. Guess what he got? He emailed me this morning. He said, I want number 10 also. So he's getting 1 and 10. I had to laugh. I said, wow, you didn't get your 372 back. He says, nope, but I watched your video from this weekend. He said, I got the deal. He said, I want number 10 also. Didn't bat an eye. They're going to be really good bills. Straight out, there's only 2 left right now that's not spoken for. Okay, just 2. I'm sure that 1 or 2 people will probably would see, I kind of run into something I didn't expect. I don't get no money down. You're getting them once a month by the numbers. So they're far enough out now. We're all the way into July or something. Is where we're at. Because technically, I wanted to start the first of the year. I'm going to start November with the first one. And then if saws back up on me, I ain't got exactly push them out. I am going to do another series of saw next year. I can't let you steel lovers be the only ones that get exactly what you want. And I think we should stay, if we're doing special series of saws, I had an idea. We can't do 394s. I can't get enough parts for them. What if we did 394s? Or 395s, rather. And here's a theme. What if we did it with a tiger stripe? and then have like Tony the Tiger looking tiger jumping right, busting right through that top cover, and then come up with a name for it. Would you want 395s? It would have to be a Husky because we already did a steel. Next year we're going to do a Husky. I wanted to stay away from the 372s. I do so darn many of them that I'm going to tell you a true story. What happens sometimes when I'm actually working alone in the middle of the night, I'll sit up, and Barb's caught me at this a couple times, and I'm fiddling around next to the dresser, and I'm still sleeping. She's, what the heck are you doing? Wake up. And I'm building saws in my dreams. That's when you know you need a little bit of a break, and it is, ain't it? You've had enough. But I built so many of them 372s, and they're wonderful to build. But it's nice to build other things too. And I know a lot of you guys looking at it. Now, hey, what did you think of Eric's 460 or 046? He has a particularly good one, and a man knew how to sharpen a chain. We got more video of him being here this weekend and us up there cutting and splitting. And he actually let me run that 084 of his. I'd never run one of them before. Boy, that a heck of a saw. We had a pretty big old log, and we run that. Now, you guys want stories. I'm going to tell you one more. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about when I was in like massively good shape and I was skinny. I was big up here and I wore size 33 blue jeans and I was cutting like crazy. And I was highly valued as a cutter. Well, actually, I still would be once I get back in shape. Got done in a few days. We was up at a job up here in the Vocal potato farmers, and they had 600 acres of oak, and it went off around the ridge into the ash and up on top of some maple, and we was there for a few months cutting that, and it was big stuff. Hadn't been cut in a long time. Well, I went right next to the lower landing. There was a big old oak tree. It was a big double. Well, about 6 foot, it was a single stem, and up 6 foot, it was 2 trees growing. Well, you can't, the way it was, and falling down a real steep 30-foot embankment to the landing, it had busted them logs all to heck, so I couldn't drop it in one piece. So what I did is, on that steep side hill, I went ahead and put that saw above my head, and I dropped both of them stems. Well, I get down the landing, and the boss says, Harvey, that looks like crap, that big old trunk sticking up in there. You got to do something about that. And he says, it's right on a main road. Everybody's going to see that. Well, jeekers, creepers, you know what it's like trying to cut a frickin' 5 foot oak. You know, I was running a 28-inch bar, I think, right then. And, boy, I wouldn't have done it because of the groundswell. I didn't ever got through the center of that. So I'll tell you what I did. Being a smarty pants, you know what I was going to say. I carved this giant-sized chair, like a big old. I had a nice round back with the slots into it and nice arms. They flowed right around, 4 legs. Hell is that? But that chair was probably 4 foot across it. And I built it. I carved it right out, left it attached to the stump. But it looked like a chair for a giant. I mean, it was just massively big chair. And the log buyer come up there looking, and he sat in that chair. He crawled up in there, and he had somebody take a picture of him with his. He had a camera with him. He took a picture. He wanted a couple pictures. Well, I got one of the local trade papers, you know, so everybody got a charge out of that chair. And so we worked our way around the ridge and forgot all about that. I was always doing some crap like that. That one turned out particularly good, though. And we worked our way around the ridge and right up on over top. Snow come in and got down below zero, and we're up there cutting like crazy. And it was down about 10, 12 degrees, and the wind picked up. And I'm cutting like crazy in that old chair down there. Well, Jeff says, screw this. He says, let's go down. He says, where the wind ain't blowing. He said, let's clean up that lower landing, at least get that done. We're 3/4 away from the job. So we did, went down. That chair's gone. And I said, you was right, because they told me somebody going to come right up. They can see it from the road. Somebody going to take that chair, and they did. So I said, well, enough of that. I thought it was kind of cool. you know. So we're pushing along, and I'm sitting there ground man. I'm cutting stuff up, and Jeff's doing those work. The landowner pulled in there, and Jeff says, "Hey," he says, "I see somebody stole that chair Harvey made out of that great big old tree." He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I did." He says, "Sit in my living room." I go, "What?" I says, "Really?" "Yeah." He says, "My grandkids love it. We got 3 grandkids. They can all, they're just boom, boom, boom." He said, "They all sit side by side in there and watch TV, sit in that chair. Of course, we got to pick them up in it, because that base of that was WA. It was it was a big old chair." And he said, "But what happened was my dad seen that, and he says, oh, they went back and got a chainsaw, and they cut the legs off of the stump. And they put that in the back of the pickup." And he said, "That was a happy chair." And he puts it in his wood shop, and he gets that drying down just some. And he sanded that down. He loved woodworking anyway, and he was good at it. He was sanded that all down and just prettied that thing up. And he sealed that so no more moisture could come out of it, which that was quite a trick. And boy, I'll tell you, it was beautiful. They took me up there, and me and my buddy, and we was watching that. And oh goodness sakes, when I seen that chair, I couldn't believe I carved that with a chainsaw. But I was pretty accurate, but that old man had that looking gorgeous. It was crazy. And they got more remarks about that old chair. And another thing I used to do, a tree that was particularly nice or a hard fell, something I was proud of, my middle name's Paul, I used to carve HBD in the stump. Oh, I did that for years and years and years. Well, one day a young forester, he came up and was talking. He seen one of my stumps. I had HBD on when he was in the woods. "You're the one that does that?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you've been doing that a long time." And he named a job, and he says, "Right where you carve your initials with a chainsaw," he says, "that water gets in there and it starts rotting, and the letters get real wide, but you can still see where they are."
Yeah.
He said, "It was neater than heck." He said, he said, "There's a bunch of us wondering who did that." And he said, "So it was you, huh?" So, Chris, we're going to have a good day tomorrow. We got a lot done today.
We'll get a lot done tomorrow then.
Then we'll just get more done, huh?
We'll just have more done.
Yeah, today is about tearing apart, cleaning up, getting port work ready. Tomorrow's port work day. I'm porting 2. I want to get back to this one here. This is one I'm waiting for. This means something to me. I know you guys are real curious. Them 66 American Dream saws, they're not for the faint-hearted. If you don't have mad skills, don't even talk about getting one. I won't sell it to you. They're for people that really can run a saw. They're going to be dangerous, as far as kickback. So you really think about what I'm telling you. If you already spoke for one and you ain't sure about your skills, that's not the one to experiment with. Don Garlitz ain't going to let you drive his car without some training. You know what I'm saying? But those of you that do have them, you're going to enjoy it because they're ultra smooth, great power delivery, and everything you could ask for in a saw, and nothing will stop it. So, way to go. Okay, cutting it short. Want to try to get this up. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.